Hey folks, it's Ian with Gen D, doing a review for Halo Combat Evolve via Master Chief's Collection by Microsoft and 434 Studios. I played this game and campaign on Heroic, and I'll tell you what, I felt like a hero when I finally beat it. I first played Halo Combat Evolve before it was released. GameStop had a player versus player demo you could play months before it was released. Me and my dear friend G-Tension went to the mall every single day to play it because there was nothing else like this either of us have ever saw. This is a shooter where you play a super soldier. You can jump higher, throw grenades way further, hit harder, and take more damage than a normal person or soldier ever could. Plus, the graphics were something that no one has ever seen before. With the Master Chief Collection, you can switch from normal graphics to the refurbished graphics with a push of a button, and some of the original graphics still look pretty nice to this day. 434 Studios polished the old Halo games entirely, and this had to have been a huge undertaking. All the polished games look fantastic, I think, and are completely set up for 4K. I played some of the Halo campaign after it was released, but not much. I was way too hooked on the player versus player mode. It was way too outstanding for words, and was something we never witnessed before. So I decided to play the campaign, Halo Combat Evolve, and see how it holds up like the other Halo games. Like I said, I played it on Heroic, and the first thing I said is, this is easier than Halo 2 Heroic. I just got through beating Halo 2 on Heroic, and this seemed like a breeze in comparison. You don't die nearly as easy, but it's still a challenge, but not that bad. Drumroll at first. Near halfway point in the game, you get to meet the Flood for the first time, and at this point the game gets almost unbeatably difficult. Halo CE has a very long campaign. It seemed longer than Halo 2, but maybe I just enjoyed Halo 2 more. I beat Halo 2 on Heroic very recently, and it's instantly my favorite Halo game. Near the end of Halo Combat Evolve, it seems as if Microsoft didn't want you to beat the game. They wanted most people to give up, and only a few chosen to beat it. In my opinion, it's the second hardest to beat Halo game on Heroic, next to Halo 2. Graphics and frame rate. 434 Studios gets a heck of a lot of credit for reskinning and graphically upgrading all the older Halo games. Every single inch of Halo CE has been reskinned and upgraded to 4K. The graphics look nice for the most part. The upgrade was a noticeable step down from Halo 2's upgrade, but still looked satisfactory. The only problem with really every Halo game, even to this day, is everything looks blurry close up. Nearly everything. This is definitely the case for Halo CE, but 434 gets points for putting in all that work regardless. I did suffer through some frame rate issues and had some minor freezes that caught up after a few seconds on the Xbox One X. I give Halo CE Master Chief graphics and frame rate a 7.5, and would probably be even lower if 434 didn't put in all that work reskinning an entire game. Every inch of the game was reskinned. Sound and voice acting. The sound of this game is good, and the guns don't sound bad, but if you play this and go right into Halo 4, you'll immediately notice a difference in the guns and the way they sound. Halo 4 sounds much more punchy and lifelike. The voice acting isn't bad. For the most part, it's pretty good, but there are times where the voice acting could be a bit better, and it sounds like the people are, well, acting. The music score is fantastic, and way ahead of its time. The music is all over the place, from tribal beats when you're in the jungle swamp, to screaming guitars, to Halo's epic Halo scores, while playing the game, to intense music that happens every time before every really challenging part, letting you know that you're about to die a lot of times here. When that music happened, I would always think, oh boy, here we go. Sound and voice acting gets an 8. The story was very well done, and I got to meet Master Chief, Cortana, and 434. I learned about the Halo rings, what it was and what it did. I don't want to get too far into spoiler territory though, so we will stop there. The story was nice, and what was so nice about it is that it was more in the background of the game. This game is a shooter, not a movie, and I really appreciated that, as so many games try to be movies now, and it can ruin the whole entire game. Call of Duty World War II, cough cough. The story gets a 10. The gameplay and map. The gameplay is wonderful. When playing on a harder setting, you will forget you're playing Halo CE. You will think you're playing Dark Souls. Around Chapter 5, you will see how very difficult this game gets. The shooting and hitboxes are alright, but the melee is janky. It's hard to aim. This game could be called Halo Gauntlet, as there's so many parts in the game where you're on a thin bridge or tight hallway and you have to make it through while you're taking heavy fire, or the flood is swarming you, or both. I liked the element of that game until the end where the flood just wouldn't let up. That just got a little bit tedious. Maybe even a lot tedious. It got a bit tiresome. Microsoft didn't want you to beat that game on heroic. Or so it seemed. There are open spaces and huge bridges and buildings, and a lot of the game is maze-like designs. Open world maps and indoors, and at one point during Chapter 5, I realized, holy cow, this enormous freaking level is all connected. I'm not sure if I've ever even seen anything like that to this day, honestly. 434 made this game look just plain nuts at times, and sometimes very trippy looking. It reminded me of times of something I've witnessed before, something familiar, maybe from my past, something I've seen. I said, I've been here before, many times, infinite times. Doorway must transcend, 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 doorway must. Breath of life passes soul. The astroplane lets my spirit free. Infinity is circular. It's just gotta be. Reality is created by mind. I do believe it's like a dream. Lift the veil, lift the veil. 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 Doorway must transcend, doorway must transcend, doorway must. The 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 doorway must transcend, the doorway must. The doorway must transcend, the doorway must. Oh, okay, I'm back. I have the full music video at the end. The timing isn't perfect, but I've never at any point claimed to be a musician. The gameplay and map gets a 9. I'm only rating the campaign in this series of videos. I'm doing so with all my numbers calculated. The average score of the Halo Combat Evolved Master Chief Collection is 8.6. Tell me if you played Halo Combat Evolved Master Chief Collection. Tell me what you think about the game's campaign. Tell me when you first played this game. Like this video and subscribe if you think this video deserves it, and ring that bell. I'm putting out a whole series of these videos with every single Halo first-person shooter. Hey, blessings, guys. breath of life passes soul. The astroplane lets my spirit free. Infinity is circular, it's just gotta be. Reality is created by mind. I do believe it's like a dream. Lift the veil, lift the veil. 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 Doorway must transcend, doorway must transcend, doorway must. The 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 doorway must transcend, the doorway must. The doorway must transcend, the doorway must.